Hey everybody. So congratulations first and foremost on becoming a Plexus Ambassador, whether that's because you're ready to jump in with the business side or because you just signed up for wholesale pricing. Either way, there's so much information that I think is really important for you to know, and I wanted to be able to share that all with you. I know that it's not always completely feasible that we meet right away, so I thought that maybe this would be the easiest way to let everybody know what I'm thinking, and then you can do it on your own time. And as always, if you have any questions, I'd love to meet with you, whether that's a Zoom meeting or if we're close enough and we can get together in person, then that's perfect too. But I know that when I signed up, I did it just for wholesale pricing, but I still had a lot of questions. And then as I started delving in a little bit more to the business side, I had even more questions. So there are things that I wish that I would have known right off the start when I started this journey, and I wanted to be able to share those things with you too. So like I said, congratulations on being here, and let's get started. So the first thing that I think is really, really important is that you know your why. You can't do a lot with this business if you don't know why you're doing it. It's just like everything else. My why started for one thing, and it's remained that at the core, but it's grown into a lot more. I actually started these products in January of 2015, and I did them for a few months. I signed up as a preferred customer, but it was just me using them, and I was not great about using them. I used them when I thought about it. I didn't really have a set schedule, and so my monthly stock up, I guess, of products, if you will, started piling up, and I had too many of them. So I canceled my preferred membership. I just put it on hold, and then life got in the way, and I just didn't reorder them when my products ran out. But then fast forward into the summer, my oldest daughter has quite a few allergies. She goes into anaphylaxis with some, but she had a lot of just intolerant allergies, if you will, intolerance with foods, a lot of seasonal allergies, and we really, really wanted a way to get her healthy before she started kindergarten, and also to keep my younger two children healthy too, with my middle going to preschool, and we were sick a lot the winter before, and it's draining as a parent to see your kids not thriving. So I started looking into a little bit more with gut health and how it was related to allergies, and of course I came back to Plexus and ProBio 5. So when I decided that we were really going to jump on board with this, and that all of my kids were going to be using it as well as myself and my husband, with all 5 of us using it, I knew that I needed the cheapest way possible to be able to use the products. I always love a good coupon, so I decided to sign up right away with wholesale pricing when we were going to get back into it. I told Erica and Aaron from the beginning, my upline sponsors and friends, that I was not going to be sharing this. I was going to be a closet user. I just wanted the wholesale pricing, so don't ever message me about it. Don't ask me about it, because at that point, I did not have a favorable impression of network marketing. So my why started out with just family health. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to get healthy with us. Once I started doing this and saw how much it had helped us, I knew that it was something that I couldn't just keep to myself. If I find a good coupon, for one of the stores, I share it and I don't think twice about it. And this became so much more important than anything else that I'd shared with my friends. So I started messaging a couple of them right away and just telling them how much success we were having with it. They jumped on board. They started ordering too. And it was about 6 weeks before I really knew that there was a lot to do with the business side of it, and that there was a back office and what my back office could do for me. So my why grew to being able to help family and friends. And then once I really started to look into the business side of it, I was doing a vinyl business at the same time. I quit my teaching job so I could stay home with my kids. And that was a huge, huge blow to our income. But as far as my mental health and being able to be with my kids, it was a no-brainer. I would do it 100 times over. So once that business side became part of it, my why grew into being able to not have so many late nights doing vinyl, and being able to help out my husband, who was our sole income provider, aside from working a couple days a week with my dad. And so now the why with Plexus has grown from just family and being able to help out other family and friends, which is always going to be the biggest part of my why, but now it's become another source of income and something that we've really been able to benefit from too. So I want you to find your why, and I want you to share it. Share it with yourself, share it with your family, and share it with the people that are around you. Because if you're willing to share that why, your business is going to grow, and you, most importantly, are going to grow. I have my why posted in my closet. I have my dream board posted in my closet, and I have my daily affirmations posted in my closet. And I'll talk a little bit more about each one of those things, but your why is super, super, super important. So I encourage you first and foremost to find your why, what makes you tick with Plexus. The next thing that I think is super important is making sure that you are a product of the product. So whether you started Plexus because you wanted the product side, or some people even start Plexus because they want the business side, either of those is fine. But if you are going to start sharing this, you need to be a product of what we do and what we share. I've known people that have started from the business side, and they start taking the products, and I think that they become so successful because they believe in it. If you walk up to somebody and they tell you about this amazing new thing, and then you say, well, how did it work for you? And you say, well, it didn't. I just read about it and I know that it works, so I want you to try it. I would not be apt to buy into what you're saying, and I guarantee a lot of people wouldn't be either. So make sure that when you start sharing this, you're sharing it from a personal level. I'm not saying that you can't share other people's posts, but if your news feed is constantly on Facebook just sharing what other people have found, those people that are reading those posts are going to go to those other people. They're not going to go to you. They want somebody that's personally related to what they're doing. So make sure that you are advertising. Marketing, network marketing becomes about network marketing and marketing yourself. And if you're not willing to step out there and step outside of your comfort zones to be a product of the product, then it's probably not going to work quite as well for you. So be a product of the product and be real with it. Be vulnerable. People respond to that. I think that that's one of the things that's worked really well with us in my community of moms is they see how well my kids are responding, and I put that out there. So make sure that you're a product of the product. And aside from that, make sure that you know the products. It's worked really well because I read a lot. I watch a lot of videos. I found out that chromium was one of the really big things in Slim. And so instead of just knowing that it worked, I wanted to know why it worked. I could feel the difference when I was taking Slim, but I wanted to know what chromium did. I wanted to know what the chlorogenic acid in it did. I wanted to know why Probio 5 was so big. Was it because of the antifungal layer? Is it because of the grapeseed extract? I wanted to know what each one of those things does for the product. And so when people ask you if it's working, they're going to be able to see that it's working. They're going to see that you're passionate about it, but they want to know why it's working too. So make sure that you're doing some of those things. You know, don't just be a product of the product, but know the product that you're doing so many things with. And the next thing, stepping outside your comfort zone. It's a really, really hard thing, believe me, I know. I used to look through pictures. I do scrapbooks a lot with the kids, and I was not in 90% of the pictures because I didn't want to take a picture of myself. I was really self-critical. So posting a selfie on Facebook was not something that I wanted to do. So I had to step outside my comfort zone. I had to be able to put myself out there. I never, ever thought, well, first and foremost, that I would ever do anything with the business side, let alone that I would start marketing myself and putting myself out there. But that's what it takes. And like I said, you have to be vulnerable. People respond to that because I guarantee you they have the same insecurities and the same issues. It's not that you have to air all your dirty laundry on Facebook or social media, but you have to be real about it, and you have to step outside those comfort zones to be able to do so. The next thing that I think is really important is knowing what our company is and believing in it. So like I said at the beginning, I did not want to be part of sharing network marketing because I did not like network marketing, or so I thought. I didn't like the notion of it. I actually went through a period where I just stopped getting on Facebook because I felt like everybody was trying to sell me something. But it turns out that those were related to my own insecurities. They weren't related to anybody else's. And once I addressed those, the rest kind of blossomed. But know that our company is the fastest growing company, that it was ranked #2 on diets, even though it's not all about diets. Don't just go with that. that it was number 8 on the INC's business for the fastest growing. It's number 1 in Arizona. Know all of those things. Make sure that you believe in it. One thing that was really important for me was that I needed to really delve into what network marketing was. Plexus doesn't put their products on shelves. We don't need to pay people to do advertising for us. They don't need to pay celebrities millions of dollars. They instead take that money and they put it back into their ambassadors, back into keeping their products cheaper. And I put a little diagram that I love in here about the CEOs and presidents, because I think that once you really look at it, there's so many marketing triangles, if you will, or pyramids in our culture. And I think some people just have a really negative way of looking at things that we market through social media. But everything is marketed through social media. Just because it's not all done on Facebook, I mean, that's what commercials are. We just don't have to pay people millions of dollars to be able to market something for us. So I think that that's really important also, knowing your company and believing in it. Set your goals. I did not do this at first, and I wish that I would have. So when I first started this, like I said, I wasn't going to do anything with the business side of it. But when I did start looking at the business side of it, I wish that I would have sat down and realized where I wanted to be in a couple of months, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I wish that I would have made those things a goal, because now that I have those goals, it's really important for me to see them in front of me. Like I said, I have daily goals that I like to meet. I have monthly goals that I'm trying to meet, and it's not about the business and it's not about the money. Those things help, but I think that if it becomes, at least for me, if it ever becomes just about that, then it's going to stop working, because it needs to be about the people and it needs to be about the relationships. But you can have goals in those relationships to be able to get there. So if your goal is to go silver every month, if you want to have 3 people join your team a month, write it down. If you want to be able to step outside your comfort zones and put one post on Facebook a day, write it down. Your goals do not need to be the same as somebody else's goals, but you need to have them. So think about where you want to be with this company, and where you want to be personally, and where you want to be in your relationships, and write those things down. And if you need help with them, then let me know, because there has not been very many times where I haven't reached out to my friends that I've met through this company and said, you know, how did you get here? I reach out to my upline and want to know how they got to their goals and what made them better. And that's what this is about. You have to be able to grow to meet your goals. So don't be afraid to share them. And if you need me to help you, I will 110% be there to help you with them. So a couple of things that I want to make sure that you know about is going into your backup office and making sure that you're commission qualified. So I am going to bring up the back office. You need to be able to log in. You want to log in at first. And once you get in here, there's a couple of things that are really important. The first thing that you need to know is that you do not always have to have $100 of your own money going through your site. You just have to have 100 PV going through your site to make you commission qualified. So if somebody is ordering the triplex pack from you every single month, you are already commission qualified in terms of PV going through your site, because that's 101 PV. You never have to order anything if you don't want to. However, just because you have that going through your site is not the only thing that you need. You have to have a backup order set every single month. So if you go into your shopping tab, if you're not red down here for both things, your backup order should be set and your PV should be set. If you are red for either of those things, then you're not commission qualified. You want both of those to be green. So you go to your shopping tab, go to backup orders. Once you get into backup orders, there are 2 different options for you. So I have my backup order set, and it's always set for me as conditional. I never actually get my backup order. So conditional means that if I have 100 PV going through my site, I will never get my order. It's conditional. If I have $100 going through, I'm not going to get it. If you want your backup order every month, and the reason that I don't have mine is because my husband is set up underneath of me as a preferred customer, because it's actually a little bit cheaper to go through that, and I can go through that with you at another time. I have videos about that too, but So I never get my order. It's set as conditional. If you want your order every month, you just set it as unconditional. That means regardless of how much money goes through your site, you are always going to get that order. I suggest that you set it up either way for the end of the month. If you're setting it up as conditional and you have it set it up for the 28th of the month, if you have not reached that order, say you have nobody that orders through you that month, or you don't have 100 PV go through your website that month, that conditional order is going to ship out. So if you have nothing going through there, then you have time to change it if you have it set to the 28th of the month. To be commission qualified down here, this 100 PV, it has to be, I always keep the triplex pack because it's 101 PV. You can have anything in your cart, it just has to be at 101 PV. Or I'm sorry, at 100 PV. I keep the triplex because it's 101. So you add this to your cart and then you do your update backup order. As long as that is there, then you are completely fine. The other way that I tell people is if on the 28th, it gets to the 27th of the month and you have not had 100 PV go through your site, then you can go to the shopping tab and you can order just like everybody else and go into the shopping tab. So say you have somebody order $80 worth of product or 80 PV worth of product because the money value and the points value are different. Say you have somebody that goes in and they order 80 PV worth of product through your site. You only need another $20 to be commission qualified. So if you go into that shopping tab, then you can order anything out of there and that counts towards your PV. So then you're all set. Anything over $100, you're gonna make money on, and I'm gonna go through that next, or in a couple slides, I'm not sure which comes next, but so that's what you have to have to be commission qualified in your back office. You have to have your backup order set. It has to be over 100 PV, and you have to have it on at the end of every single month to be commission qualified. You do not have to do this every month if you're not interested in doing the business side of it. You can order $20 a month if that's all you want to do. You have 20 PV in your cart from just ordering the ProBio 5. Completely fine. However, if that month you had $300 going through your site and you are not set up with your backup order to be commission qualified, you won't get any of that. You won't get the percentage on it. So if you have any questions about that, make sure and let me know. And I do have other videos that can kind of explain that in more detail. But make sure that you explore your back office and make sure you're commission qualified. Super, super important if you want to be able to do the business side of it. Commissions. So let me see if I can move that over there. The compensation plan is amazing once you get into this. I have done oils for years, a little over 2 years, and I never really got into the business side of it. It's something that I love using for me, but the compensation plan seemed really confusing to me. This compensation plan is amazing. So the first thing that you do, if you can see where I'm pointing to, but underneath of this earn money with Plexus is the retail and wholesale commissions. So the first $100 always goes back to Plexus, always. After that, you make 15 or 25% on anything that goes through your site. So $100 to $499, you're making $15, or I'm sorry, 15%. After $500, you're making 25%, just like that. That's all. You have to have people ordering through your site or even on your own product. So if you're ordering $200 worth of stuff for your whole family, you're getting $15 back on that. The first $100 is going to go back to Plexus, but then on that $100 to $200, you're making that $100 counts. You're making 15% of that. So you're getting $15 back just for ordering the product, and you can use it, you know, for your next month's products. The building bonuses packages. So when you have someone sign up underneath of you as an ambassador and they buy a welcome pack, then you get 50% of that welcome pack. So if they buy a $99 welcome pack, you get half of that. as your level 1s. And then it keeps on going down. Your level 2s, level 3s, you get 25%, 15%, and 10%. So you get a building bonus package for each one of those people that sign up underneath of you, or that your level 2 sign up, or that your level 3 sign up. So you get a part of that. The other way that you make money, aside from having people sign up underneath of you, is that if you have preferred customers, you get bonuses. So say you have somebody sign up as a preferred customer and they order the triplex pack. The triplex pack is 101 PV. So you're going to make 15 or 25% of that. Plus, if they sign up as a preferred customer, then you're going to get that bonus. The bonus for a preferred customer is $20. If you are ordering the triplex pack for yourself, you're spending $110 as a wholesale. That's your ambassador pricing. If you have 3 preferred customers sign up and order a triplex pack, you make $116 just off of that, with the percentage and with your preferred customers. So it becomes really easy, even if you don't want to do the business side of it, and you want to share with just a few people, just to be able to pay for your own products. It pays off really quickly to be able to share. And when I started, I couldn't think of 3 people, or just 3 people, that could have benefited from this. So it's really easy, even if you don't want to do the business side of it, to share with 3 people and get your products paid for. But then I think you find after that, at least with me, it became more of an addiction of who I could help, because I loved getting those messages back from people on how much it was helping them and how much it was helping their families, and being able to do all those things was really, really amazing. The other way that you make money is the profit sharing and the Plexus points. So each level 1 you get 5 points for. So each person that signs up underneath of you as an ambassador, you get 5 points. Your level 2s, you get 5 points. Your level 3s, you get 5 points. Level 4, you get 4 points, and then it keeps going down. Level 5, so 5 people underneath of you, you get 3 points. 6s, you get 2 points, and 7s, you get 1 point. Those profit shares are about $3. So for each point you have, you get about $3. What they do is at the end of the month, they take how much goes through Plexus, and they take 45% of that and they put into this pool, and they divide it up amongst however many points are in there amongst all ambassadors. So this company is really amazing because they don't pit each other against each other. You'll find that it's a really big community. And part of that is because it doesn't matter if they order from myself, or they order from you, or they order from someone else. All of that volume at the end of the month helps create our pay points, and those pay points go back up. So that's another one. Another way that you make money is that when you reach certain levels. So when you have 3 active ambassadors and their backup orders are turned on at the end of the month, then you start getting those achievement bonuses. So when you hit silver, you get $100, gold is $250, and then it keeps going up from there until you hit to senior ruby. And then after that, you have other ways that you make money too. And you can also get fast start bonuses. So if I was starting this over again, I would have gotten 3 people right away to start this. I would have put a post out there. I would have called a couple of my friends, and I would have been like, hey, listen, I'm doing this, and I'm going to start my own business for $35, which is crazy. When I think about how much money I put into my Plexus, when I think about how much money I put into my vinyl business, I had to buy the machine. I had to update computers. Every month I had to order more vinyl. I had to do so many things to be able to keep going. I had to go to the post office every day to be able to mail things out. It was all those little things that really, really add up. And I had thousands of dollars at the end of the year when I was doing taxes that I had to put back into the business. With this one, I have things that I put back in, but it's because I want to. I've started hosting parties. That's something that you don't have to do with this business, and you can still be really successful. But for $34.95, I bought into a company. I don't have to have an office space. I didn't have to have a warehouse. I don't have to stock product. I don't have to do any of that stuff. They do it all for me. I don't have to have a website that I manage. People go to the website that they've created for me for $35. They order through it. They ship the product for me. I can see tracking numbers. I don't have to do all of those things that I was doing for my vinyl business. And I'm spending $35 for an entire year. To me, when I started looking at that, it's amazing what they do for us as a company and the way that they give back to us as ambassadors. And the thing that I love about it the most is that I'm giving people something that helps them. I mean, that's why you're here too. I can pretty much assume for everybody is that you love the products enough, you felt amazing on them, and you're ready to start sharing them. And you get this amazing compensation plan to be able to do it. So like I said before, to be able to get the compensation plan and to get commissions, you have to have your backup order on. It has to be over 100 PV. The way that this works is the first of every month until the last day of every month, your PV is calculated from everybody that signs up or goes through your site to order anything. And then it's paid on the following 15th of every month for your PV. Your power building bonuses are paid weekly though. So every time you have somebody sign up underneath of you, you get that big building bonus on Friday. So you get lots of paychecks throughout the month too, which is really, really neat. To be able to do this, you need to be able to go, let's switch back to the back office for a second and I'll show you. You need to set up under account services. You're gonna go to this Plexus PayPal portal. Once you click on this, it's gonna take you to an external website and you need to activate your account. So you need to go through that. That's just like, I always compare it to PayPal. Then you have the option of either being able to transfer it to your bank account, you can put on a little credit card, or you can make sure, leave it in your account and you can pay for your product that way too. So that's something that you need to do also. If you have any questions about the compensation plan, make sure and ask me. Don't ever hesitate to do that either. Something else that's really important. So now you've kind of got the business side of it going a little bit. Think of your Franks list that they call it. Your friends, your relatives, your acquaintances, your neighbors, and even kids connections. So I can't tell you how many times I've been at dance class now while my daughters are both in dance class, and I've been able to share this with people. It's really amazing. Make your list of 100. Sounds really overwhelming at first, and it did for me too, but it's not so bad once you get going with it. Look through your contacts list, look through your Facebook list, and make your list of 100. Follow-up is so important. Make sure that your customers know that it's a relationship. They're not a customer, they're a friend, and you're doing customer care and not just servicing them, that you really care about them. Your goal shouldn't be to make a sale. Your goal should be to make a relationship. Make 80% of the conversation about them and 20% about you. Tell them why it's worked for you, but make sure you're listening to them and make sure that you follow up. So I always do when they get their product, I have them message me so I can go over everything else with them. I follow up at 3 days if they haven't reached out to me, just to make sure everything's going okay. And then again at 7 days, and then after that I do once a week. And I also always try, if they've signed up as preferred, that I tell them the week that their shipment is going to go out. And if they're loving it, then I also always suggest doing the ambassador part of it and the wholesale to them too. One thing that I learned really early on with this is that if I'm not growing, my business isn't going to grow. So grow yourself. Make sure that you're doing things with personal development and make sure that you're growing yourself, and then your business is going to grow. That was something that was really, really big that I didn't realize early on that I wish that I would have. Know your elevator speech and know the objections that you're going to encounter. So is it expensive? No. Once you add up all the things that I was doing before Plexus as far as my junk food habits and things that it replaced, it's not that expensive. But know those objections before people come to you. Is it going to work? Well, it worked amazing for me. That's why they have a 60-day money-back guarantee, so they can see if it's going to work for them too. Is it FDA approved? It's a huge one I hear all the time. No vitamins are FDA approved. So they buy a multivitamin from Walmart, it's not FDA approved. Make sure that they know that. My elevator speech, they call it an elevator speech. Think of 30 seconds. Somebody comes up to you and they say, what is it that you do? Well, think of something that you can tell them. So I've listed mine below. It's something that at first seemed a little bit overwhelming and intimidating, but now it's something that's kind of rolling off the tongue all the time. I love being able to tell people about it. Create your dream team. So go through your Franks list. Go through some people that you know would be really good with you and build your business with them. Duplicate it. Make sure that they know how to do this. Send this video with them if that's what helps you. I'm going to move that over just in case. Make sure that you are reaching out to them. So your ambassadors are really important too once you start having people underneath of you. Make sure that they know how to do this business. And if it's something, you know, I have a lot of people that are just doing it for the wholesale part right now, and that's completely fine. But also make sure that it's something that if they want to start doing, that they can. Figure out what works best for you in a week. So I try sharing Plexus with 3 people, sharing the opportunity, the business side with 3 people a week if I can, making sure that I'm connecting with at least 3 ambassadors, though I try to do all of my ambassadors every single week, and participating in one event. I promise you, if you do the work, this will work for you. But it's not something that you can just post one picture every now and then and think that people are just going to flock to you. I spend a couple hours a night sometimes just going through things, reading articles, reaching out to people. If you do the work, it will work. I promise you. But you have to do the work. So now what? So you've got all this information, you're ready to get going. One thing that I wish I would have done from the beginning is once I decided to do the business part, was getting some brochures ready to hand out to people. I would have started doing some meetings with people, just, you know, because personal connections are so important. If you can't always just do things on Facebook, you need to meet with people, go out to lunch, have play dates, if that's something that works into your schedule. And make sure you're participating in events. You don't have to sponsor all of them. So I just did my first Sip and See last month, but I've been doing this for about 6 months now. We've got another one coming up. Pajama parties are really important. But if you can participate in events, make sure that you're participating in those events. And if you need help with them, then contact me. So we're doing a Sip and See at someone's house this weekend, and I'm just helping with it. Those are things that are really, really important. You need to make sure that you're growing and making sure that you're stepping outside, not just hiding behind Facebook all the time. You can grow it on Facebook, believe me, but those events are really important for personal connections. And online giveaways are really, really big too. That gives you a chance to see who's really interested, and everybody loves a freebie. So online giveaways were really big at first to be able to go through. What if this could change everything? It can change everything, I promise you. Our health, it's changed dramatically. I wish that I would have, if I would have known now, if I would have known what this would have done, I would have started it a long time ago, and I would have started sharing it a long time ago. I mentioned it just briefly, but being able to hear those messages from people about getting their health back has been something that's been a game changer for me. Knowing that I'm doing something and stepping outside of my comfort zone to help other people has been absolutely amazing. And knowing that I'm helping my family along the way is just kind of the icing on top of it. So if there's something that you have a question about left that maybe you didn't think I explained well enough, or you just have some more questions, never ever hesitate to ask me. That's what I'm here for. If I can't get to the phone, I won't get to the phone, but I promise you that I will get back to you, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you in any way, shape, or form with any questions that you have. So hopefully that helped. And like I said at the beginning, welcome to the business side of Plexus, even if that's just for wholesale. Super, super excited that you're on our team, and let me know what I can do to be here for you. Thanks.